It's your host, Ashley Cunningham, aka Nanny Announcements, and welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas. Episode 4 is today, and this story is crazy. Oh, it's crazy, and it's very juicy. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and get ready for another juicy episode. All right. So this is about a nanny named Ashley. Oh my goodness. Out of all the names, Ashley. Yes. So this mother hired Ashley to be her nanny for her little son. Things were going cool. Things were fine. Not a lot of, Ashley had a lot of crazy different stories. The mother kind of just tied it to her being kind of young and just living that young life that we all do when we're kind of young. But, and then one day Ashley came in and stated to the mother that she was pregnant. And, of course, the mother was very happy for her, wanted the best for her. Ashley would show her ultrasounds, show her, pictures of the baby, show her the things that she's getting the baby, things like that. Then one day, the mother watched Ashley kind of walk out the house. I don't know if it was intentional or if it was just, one of those days where the parents just kind of watched, just watched. But she noticed Ashley pull something out of her stomach because at this time she's been pregnant for a while. And she pulled a pillow out of her belly, out of her shirt. And so she faked the entire pregnancy. So that's when the mother started to get suspicious and start doing more digging into Ashley, because we all know how parents get when they find out something like that. They start to dig and they start becoming FBI agents and get into us. So the mother came across a post of a little girl named Cheyenne Lane. She was dressed like a little girl, but it was the mother's son. This little boy that Ashley was watching, it was that kid. She had basically faked that the little boy she was watching was a girl to the world and posting pictures of her. So the mother fired her immediately, and immediately. This story is on Dr. Phil, you guys. So this, where I'm finding this information and in this interview is on Dr. Phil. So Ashley ends up sitting down with Dr. Phil after this story comes out and after the parents kind of, share the story or whatever. So Dr. Phil sat down Ashley basically by herself, had an interview with her face to face. And this is where everything starts happening. So Dr. Phil, he don't hold nothing back, y'all. He don't hold nothing. Like, he asked all the straight questions about it. So during the session of Dr. Phil, he asked her flat out, first question he asked is, why did you do this? Like, so you would take your nanny kids and basically fake them like they're your kids? And she said, yes. And he said, so why did you do this? And her answer was, I don't know why. Simply, I think it's because I wanted attention. Okay. Oh, okay. So Dr. Phil that ain't cutting it for him. Like, like, there's more to that, boo boo. There's more to this, and as Dr. Phil, he gonna make sure he finds it all out. So he goes into more. They'll go into more of in the interview. They go more in depth into the story into Ashley. So basically Ashley would take these different kids, and this little boy she was watching at the time, which she called him Cheyenne, but he was a boy, Cheyenne. She would go and like change settings in her pictures. Like, she would go to the settings in her Facebook and change it so that people wouldn't be suspicious about where she was at, her background, things like that. That's how like serious she was about it. So she goes into her settings on her Facebook and change the settings so that people on her Facebook wouldn't catch on, I guess. Then it goes into talking about how Ashley at the time was nannying I think she was still nannying the Cheyenne, the little boy that she was big in beginning, and she met this girl named Katie at the jamboree class. Katie stated though, which in Dr. Phil interview, they interview Katie as well. So Katie's literally saying this. Katie says that she acted like the little boy was hers, like her own child. She never once say that she was a child care provider. Like not once did she say that. She acted like this little boy she was watching was her own child. She was the mother. Then one day, then one day, Katie gets a call from Ashley. This is after Ashley has gotten fired, you guys. So, during the time she was watching the little boys, she met Katie at the gym class. Katie stated that she thought that was her son. Bada dang, bada boo. Then, Katie has no idea that she got fired or whatever. So Ashley calls Katie and says that her son died in a car crash, a fatal car crash by a drunk driver. And so he's no longer here. And then the mother of the mother that fired Ashley saw this post, saw that her son was killed. The reason why she made this post, Dr. Phil asked her, Ashley, why did you do this? Like, make that type of post. And she said because she had to basically come up with a way to get rid of the kid because she was fired and she was no longer going to be having that kid or able to take the pictures with that kid. So she had to come up with a way to end this story. So she said that the little boy died in the car crash. After all of that happened, Ashley didn't stop after this. She continued to keep going. You would think that after this one incident, she would be going. Like, she would just stop. So even Dr. Phil says this, like, he's like, so you just kept going? And she's like, I know I should have stopped. Like, I just should have stopped. It's exactly what she said. She's like, I know I should have stopped. I should have. But another story comes out, and this woman met Ashley through like businesses. She was a wedding planner, and Ashley obviously offers her services and basically take care of her kids for a little bit. The women then went on social media and came across these pictures of her children, and they were basically, Ashley was taking pictures that the mother was posting about her children, and the pictures that she was taking when she watched the children from time to time, she would post them on her page, obviously, and acted like these are her kids or whatever. And so her children were basically being framed. When Dr. Phil brings up this story about this, how she about this, Ashley denies it. She says that, I don't remember that ever happening. She's like, I really do feel totally bad for that mom. I'm so sorry that the things happened, but that was not me. Then Dr. Phil goes into, well, you lied to her and said that you were pregnant at the time when you weren't. And she was like, yeah, I know, I lied to her, but I wanted to, feel that attention, get that love of being pregnant. So that's kind of what I told her. But I didn't frame her children. I didn't take pictures from her and put them on the internet. I didn't do that. Okay. So then it goes into the interview, it goes a little bit more into depth about how many kids she did this to and how many fake pregnancies she did. So Ashley ended up having 7 fake pregnancies, 1 fake husband, and 8 fake children. The children's name, she literally like names off the names, and even Dr. Phil does too. She goes, yeah, I had Blake, Cheyenne, Shaylin, Zoe, Hudson, and Bradley. Then Dr. Phil was like, okay, what? And you also had this kid named Jaden, and she was like, Jaden. She was like, I don't remember Jaden. She has so many freaking fake kids that she doesn't remember them anymore, y'all. This is so sad. And at the end of the interview, basically it talks about, at the interview, Dr. Phil just asked again, like, why do you keep doing this? Or why do you do this? Like, why did you think that this was okay? And things like that. And basically she was like, I can't give you an answer exactly why I did this. She's like, I really don't know why. She said, but at the end of the day, all I really wanted to be was be a mom and just have that love and the attention of being a mother. And I wanted that so bad that I guess I took that from other people because she wasn't able to have that. Oh, Ashley. Like, there's so much to this story. And then, like, later on in the interview, he brings out the mothers, like, all the mothers of the fake children. Like, some of them are there on the interview, and he brings them out, and they sit down with Ashley, and they ask her, like, bunch of questions, and it just gets juicier and juicier. So I'm not going to share all of that with you guys. I'm going to link the full interview with Dr. Phil below. But this story is just sick and just and crazy. Like, Ashley, you were just and it just puts a bad title of being a nanny and on our industry. I just couldn't believe that she could really fake these pregnancies. And then she went to the point of, like, changing her Facebook settings so, like, people wouldn't question her, and, like, change the background settings, and, like, dress these kids up with fake clothes. And, like, these poor kids are traumatized. Like, even though they are little at the time, like, they are straight traumatized. Like, and now the families are traumatized and won't ever trust any child care provider ever again, probably because of this. So I just had to share this story with y'all. Like, this is definitely Vlogmas material. Like, she had 7 different pregnancies, 1 fake husband that his name was like Sean or something, and 8 fake children. She faked 7 different pregnancies, 1 husband, and 8 children. Vlogmas. Like, this is just crazy to me. You all have to check out this story. It will be in the comments below, you guys. You have to check out this link and watch the full story. It gets juicier when she talks to these parents about this, because mothers, they don't play about their kids. So if they play and you get played with you play with one of my kids, baby, best believe I'll be on there and I would be going ham on her. But hopefully I don't want to give too much detail because I want y'all to go watch it. So go watch that episode. Go watch that interview. It's very, very good. There was snippets of it on Facebook if you might have seen it. It did happen a few years ago. Like, I think her very first family that she faked this with was like in 2011. So it's happened a few years ago, but it's just too juicy not to share. And I believe that she just sat down with Dr. Phil this year, so that's why it's kind of back into the media. But go and check it out. 7 fake pregnancies, 1 fake husband, and 8 fake children. That she came up with fake names. And not only were these fake children fake, they weren't fake. These children were actually real children that she was nannying for. Like crazy. I hope you all enjoy this episode of Vlogmas. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another episode. I hope you all enjoyed this juicy story. And I hope you all have a fantastic day and happy holidays from Nanny Announcements. Love you all. Bye.